Hello! Hi everyone, it's Tokes here from Wateredseed. Welcome to Wateredseed Talks. Now our conversation today is more of a question to parents out there. Are you awake or are you asleep? Join us. Let's dive in. So to start my conversation on today's topic, which is are you asleep as a parent or are you awake? I wanted to talk about my experience a couple of days ago. So I was watching Netflix. So he's a philanthropist and a life coach. And he has this sessions that he does in America where he has about 2,500 guests, with each individual paying about 4,500 just to attend the seminar. Now, quickly in my head, if I do that calculation, that is over 11 million in over 6 days for an empowering life coach seminar. And I was looking at all of these adults in this room. I mean, some had emotional problems, some had suicidal problems. Most of it was related to mental health and just not being able to know who they are and what path they needed to take in life. So I was asking myself, how do we have so many adults in a room wondering what path they needed to live in this life? What path was theirs in this life? What went wrong? What went wrong in childhood? And I don't want to put all the blames on parents, because I see it today as well. I mean, I see it with my seminar today, where, the seminars that I hold, the part of the pledge that I've held this year is that for all the girls that attend the seminar, we're going to have it free of charge. We're not going to charge anything, regardless of how much it costs me to do it. We're going to let the girls attend free of charge, because for me, the goal is just having that representation, that conversation with the girls. And yet, even with that, even because it's free, in some sessions, I have people cancelling on the day. I have seven girls cancelling on the day. On some days, I have a full seminar. But I kind of think about it. Do we think that this is value add for our children? Or do we think that this is something else that we're just doing because perhaps some of these people know me, or something to while away time? And I really believe that I don't think we're mindful, because I look at this room of professionals, grown adult women and men, and they're confused about what path they should take in life. And just watching that, I didn't judge them, because I'm not perfect. That is not the essence of today's conversation. The essence of today's conversation is that someone has not nurtured them. And then, so there are two things here. Let me rephrase. So I feel like there's some people, and while I was watching it, there were some people that were over nurtured, which, as part of my video, I did a golden child disorder. These are children that, they would never meet their abilities or capabilities, because, our parents or their parents they love them with such high intensity that they would never fulfill those abilities. So these children are called golden children. They will never fulfill that in life. So when they leave home, they go out there and they realize, oh my goodness, everything mommy and daddy said about me, I really can't fulfill that in life. So then they get slumped because they think they can never achieve. And they're the other sect, which is the fact that they haven't been nurtured at all. And perhaps these are people where, even we do it now as parents, somehow we think that wealth is the key, and we subconsciously live looking after our children to their iPads and minipad and all of the other stuff to communicate with them. So they take the place of our jobs, of what we should do as parents. And this is not an easy journey. No, it's not. It is not something that is easy. And I'm not pointing fingers out there at all the parents out there saying, oh, you've got it wrong, you've got it wrong. No, this is not that kind of conversation. The conversation we want to have today, I want to have with you today, is a truth, is a heart-to-heart conversation in regards to what is going on today and why we need to stop this cycle. We need to stop this cycle in our children, in this generation. We need to be there for our children. Wealth is not the key. It's not focus. It's not the focus. Our asset, our gold, is what God has given us, which is our children. They're the asset. They're the first asset. Yes, we need to feed them. Yes, we need to provide for them. And if we work hard, we will be able to do that, but not at the expense of our children. We are not mindful. We are missing the moment. Most of us are not mindful at all. We're so concerned about wealth and how we look like to our friends and our houses and our cars and, all of these other things that in some parts they matter, but we're focusing on wants rather than needs. And our children are in jeopardy over this. Because I looked in that room and I saw grown adults who were just broken because of things that had happened to them in childhood or things that had happened to them in their teenage years. And I'm thinking to myself, where are your parents? How did this happen to you? What were they doing? And that is the question we need to ask. That is the question I want you to ask today. That what are you doing? Are you doing the best of your abilities to be there for your children, for young girls out there? Are you doing the best that you can? Or are you all about success? Perhaps not even success, because success is a good thing. Are you all about wealth? Accumulation of wealth, material possessions, being at all the parties out there. Is that what you're doing? Is that what your parenting is? Because if that's what it is, I think this is a time that you need to stop, please, think and reflect, because this kids, this generation, if we don't do what we need to do as parents, generations and generations will be impacted by the mistakes that we've made. Because I look in that room and I saw the problems of other generations that we're having to deal with in this generation. And these things are not magic. It doesn't take a clip of a finger and then everything is gone. It's going to take work. I mean, a child that has a poor self-image has to take work to build that self-image, to build that self-confidence. But what we want to do as parents first is to make sure that that child doesn't get to the extent of a poor self-image that they start to think about, horrible things to do to themselves, or trusting in individuals that they shouldn't have trusted in the first place. So parents, please, we need to be mindful. What is our children doing? If they're on their mini-pod most of the day, what are they doing on there? Are you monitoring what they're doing? Yes, they're playing games, but are you really monitoring? Because it takes just a minute, a second for them to see an image that will change their life forever. And we don't want that to happen. Mini-pads cannot parent our children for us. They're not there for that. They're the activities that kids can engage in for perhaps an hour, 2 a day just to have fun and the rest of it. But then we need to take that away from them. Parenting is a difficult job. I accept, I agree. I mean, I said to my husband, I said, I know parenting is one of the most difficult jobs that I've ever done. But it is rewarding as well when I see my daughter come up to me and say to me, Mommy, I feel a certain way about something. And the fact that she's able to voice that feeling. I see my son coming out, having conversations with me as well in regards to the way that he's feeling. And I feel that, I am doing something. It is not perfection. Parenting is not about perfection, like I say. It is just being there for our children. It is being able to spot when things are wrong. No, we're not magicians. We can't read their minds. But most of the time we can always tell when something's wrong. And therefore we need to be there. We need to be there to spot it, not let it linger for years and years, not let them go to university with those problems where we can't see them to help them with these problems. As parents, we need to be mindful. We need to be here now. Not focus too much on the wealth. The wealth will come. If you work hard, you would accumulate wealth with your success, but we shouldn't chase wealth. It is not the key, because wealth with no depth is going to end up in ashes. That's what's going to happen. So please, I hope that you see my conversation as more of a communication, a heart to heart. I'm not having a go at parents, but it is the truth. It is what I see. It is what I see amongst the people that are around me. It is what I see with people that not even my friends from afar, and they're not doing it purposely. Most of these parents are not doing it purposely, but we are not mindful. We are absent-minded. We're so far ahead looking at the future that we're not looking at now. And we need to be here now, because so that we can see what is happening with our kids, what they're doing, and to be able to support them. That is our purpose as a parent. If you have no children, I understand that. But if you have children, then that is your purpose. That is your number one purpose. To be there, to support them. That is the purpose of being a parent. To love them, to connect with them. That is our purpose. Don't let it by. I really hope that you've enjoyed our conversation today. If you have any questions, please put the questions below in our comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Okay? Thank you very much. Bye.